Okay, we rolling?
Rolling.
Okay, good morning, everyone.
Hi.
So, Richard, I have questions for you.
Alrighty.
What does it mean to be an observer to you?
Well, there's a long history of this when an actor observes. I mean, it's one of the baseline things we need to study and do. We have to absorb things like a sponge. So, for being an observer is a great posture in a class. And remember, there's tradition of this. This is what you did at Actor Studio all the time. You observed the work. Because the posture is that allows you to take one step back and really watch the process. So it's a way of overall evaluating something. And I think every good actor who observes is also sort of empathetically connected. They're sort of playing the scene while the other people are playing the scene.
So here's the obvious question then from that. So if someone says, oh, I want to be a participant, there's no more participant spots left, why would I ever want to be an observer? What's the unique benefit of being an observer that a participant does not have?
Well, I think first of all, if we are going to observe total preparation 1, which is what we've asked to do.
That's the only class. By the way, that's the only class we allow observers at all.
That in the first 5 tenets of our 10-step checklist, they can actually be doing that as much as if they were involved. I mean, those are analytical questions, those first 5 checklist things, where they can actually be participating rather fully as an observer. I also think this is that we talk about actors who really want to dive in and really do the work. There's a real great value in this, which is really watching something before you dive in. And
that's how I like to do. Personally, I like to get very acclimated, know what is before me, study it a little bit, let it kind of infiltrate at my own pace, and then I take a leap into it, and I just feel more prepared. That's just the way I prefer to learn.
Guess what an actor calls that? A rehearsal. That's what we're doing in rehearsal, right? We're taking it and really studying it so that we can actually be prepared in a frame-like way, a structured kind of way, to be able to re-journey through it again in the 13th or 14th takes to have a structure. And so this allows you to step back and really see the structure, see the pieces, rather than be involved in the center.
Yeah. We've tried this, offered observer slots once before, and we were really nervous about it, I was at least, and it proved incredibly successful, especially to those who were observers and came back to us with, really appreciating that one step of distance, and they felt like they learned things in a different way, and were really excited to take that knowledge on its own, and then perhaps maybe take the class as a participant later on and whatnot. But as you say, the Total Prep 1 class is really the most appropriate class, and that's why we've invited observers for that. We don't have the observer level for Total Prep 2 for some very particular reasons, because we are on our feet so much, and we really have curated. I don't know if people know this, but this program that we've developed has been curated over, 6 or 7 years that we've been now really honing. So we have a really distinctive separation between the two classes.
It's a great point, Erica. If somebody had taken Total Prep 1, let's say 3 years ago, well, the way we teach it now is distinctly different.
Yeah.
And I dare say that they're actually of greater value now, because there's a more specificity. We've broken it down so that we actually have a distinctive idea of Total Prep 1 as it leads to Total Prep 2 in the whole 10-step checklist idea.
Yeah. Well, I'd say it's much more specific and much more organized in terms of the approach, and so I think that it's much more fit-inable in a doable manner. Is that a word, fit-inable?
No, it's a good one though.
Yeah.
Now, and here's the value of it too, and this is something that as a New York City actor we used to do all the time. It seems to be going out of the trade. You used to audit a class all the time. There's still some studios who still do that, but it seems to be fading away. And what you did very practically is that without spending a whole bunch of money or committing for a month or sometimes more than that, 6 months, you saw the person that was the mentor, the instructor, in person in the work, not just reading about them, to see whether there's a compatibility, see whether this is a process that you needed. So it's a really good consumer thing to do for an actor, to be able to observe and say, this person is really now making sense to me, or their ideas are making sense to me, or I'm comfortable with this person's personality. I think it's very important. in the trust and the advancement, not only the trust of that's going on in the relationship in a scene study class, but also a sense of, is this furthering advancing my career?
Yeah. Perfect. Thank you. I like this observer business. Thank you, Richard.
Yeah.
Cool.
I've been observing your wonderful masterwork for years now, and learning more.
All right, ditto. Back at ya. Bye, everyone. Thank you.